Susan that scared her.
So imagine everyone's shocked when they charged him with murder.
He just couldn't have done it.
Sure, they had their problems.
She finds talking close to 100 phone calls to this phone back and forth to John.
But he did love her.
I told some people at the clinic.
Ah.
I wish I had someone that would look at me the way John looks at Susan.
The question for the jury was, did he love her to death?
The motive was love lost.
Hello and welcome to Dateline. If you're a fan of fictional courtroom dramas, you might think that every criminal trial ends with a bombshell. Maybe it's a surprise witness or an 11th hour confession. Well, that kind of thing rarely happens in a real trial, but it did in this story. One last unexpected twist in a case full of surprises. Here's Dennis Murphy with the Valentine's Day mystery.
A dozen roses? Check. How about a candlelit dinner and a champagne toast to love? Isn't that what Valentine's Day is supposed to be about? We all know red is for the ribbon on the box of chocolate, not for the pool of blood in the master bag. Maybe Chicago gangsters get killed on St. Valentine's Day, but not pretty doctors' wives in Oklahoma City.
It was huge. It had all of the appeal, a romance novel gone bad. It was the high society doctor married to the beautiful wife that were crazy about one another.
That high society doctor was Dr. John Hamilton, an OBGYN who, in addition to his regular practice, ran an abortion clinic, a role that in conservative Oklahoma would bring him some unwelcome notoriety. He and his wife Susan had met in 1985 at a friend's birthday party. Both had recently separated. John from his first wife, and Susan from Dick Horton.
Who was she? What was she like?
I think the best way to describe her is a woman that always wanted to be a mother, was proud to be a mother. Even though she had a great education, her passion was to be a good mother.
Susan, then 39, and John, 37, each had 2 children from their first marriages. Friends say that when they met each other, they made an instant connection. Vesta Hall was a nurse in John's clinic.
She was beautiful, vivacious, intelligent, just a really neat lady. I told some people at the clinic, I wish I had someone that would look at me the way John looks at Susan.
2 years after their first date, they married at a local country club. Dr. Steve Jimerson, a colleague of John's, was best man.
Oh, they were la-la. He fawned over her a lot.
The doctor and his wife built an envious lifestyle for themselves. A big, comfortable house in a top-notch neighborhood, lavish dinner parties, spur-of-the-moment vacations. And the seemingly inseparable couple became even more so after they married. Susan managed John's abortion clinic, working there 2 days a week. And as you might guess, it was a job that came with a little danger. Anti-abortion protesters were a curbside reality. Dick Horton sometimes worried for his ex's safety, but knew she wasn't one easily rattled or intimidated.
I don't think there was any question. She wore the pants, and if there was another pair, she'd go get those.
If anything, threats against the clinic only seemed to bring the Hamiltons closer together.
She was very strongly pro-choice and very outspoken about life when they were kind of a unit in that regards.
February 14th, 2001 would have been their 15th Valentine's Day together. But that Wednesday morning, John arrived home from the hospital and found a horrific scene. Susan, lying beaten and strangled on their bathroom floor, her head bludgeoned, surrounded by a pool of her face savage, almost unrecognizable. 2 neckties were knotted about her throat. John frantically called 911. He told the operator he was trying CPR.
I'm the doctor. I've been trying CPR. Please send somebody. Is she not breathing? No, she's not breathing. I don't get close. Please. Okay. Hurry. You're doing CPR on her? Yes, I'm trying. Yeah, I'm going to hang up so I can get you. Please. We'll be right there. Okay.
By the time emergency workers arrived, it was clear that Susan Hamilton was dead. Possibilities. Was it a robbery gone bad, a random intruder, or maybe more likely, an anti-abortion zealot targeting the doctor and his wife? Over the next few hours, investigators would explore those theories and more as they tried to understand just what had happened to Susan Hamilton that Valentine's Day morning.
Coming up, John's puzzling phone bill.
She finds a huge number, close to 100 phone calls to this phone back and forth to John.
When Dateline continues.
Hi, my name is Sam Davis, and I'm going to tell you about exciting Medicare Advantage plans that can provide broad coverage and still may save you money on monthly premiums and prescription drugs. These are affordable, all-in-one plans that cover Medicare Parts A, B, and D. They help pay for hospital stays and emergency care, doctor visits, and they also include prescription drug coverage. In fact, in 2020, Humana Medicare Advantage prescription drug plan members saved an estimated $8,400 on average on their prescription costs. Could you save on prescriptions? Find out by calling and speaking with a licensed Humana sales agent today. With Original Medicare, you're covered for hospital stays and doctor office visits. But you have to meet a deductible for each, and then you're still responsible for 20% of the cost. Next, let's look at a medical supplement plan. As you can see, they cover the same things as Original Medicare, and they also cover your Medicare deductibles and co-insurance. But they often have higher monthly premiums and no prescription drug coverage. If you want Part D drug coverage with a Medicare supplement plan or Original Medicare, it likely means an extra premium. Now, let's take a look at Humana's Medicare Advantage plans. With a Humana Medicare Advantage plan, hospital stays, doctor office visits, and your Original Medicare deductibles are covered. And of course, most Humana Medicare Advantage plans include prescription drug coverage. And you may be able to save on dental, vision, and hearing expenses because coverage is included with most Humana Medicare Advantage plans. Ready to learn more? Call the number on your screen for this free fact-filled decision guide, which takes the mystery out of a confusing topic. There's no obligation, just good information.
Are you clear about all your Medicare options today? If you want the facts about Medicare, call right now for the free decision guide for Humana. With most Humana plans, you get prescription drug coverage. You're covered when you go to the doctor, the specialist, or the hospital. You get coverage for emergencies, even when you're traveling. You're covered for many preventive services like annual mammograms and prostate exams. Most plans include dental, vision, and hearing coverage. And you get telehealth coverage with a $0 copay. Humana has a large network of doctors and hospitals. And remember, most Humana Medicare Advantage plans include the Silver Sneakers Fitness program at no additional cost. You get all of this coverage for as low as a $0 monthly plan premium in many areas. There is no obligation, so call the number on your screen to get our free decision guide. Licensed Humana sales agents are standing by, so call now. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. When you're out after dark, keep a few things in mind. Avoid being alone. There's definitely safety in numbers. Keep your hands free. If you're busy texting or have your hands full, you won't be able to react quickly to a situation. Make eye contact with anyone approaching. While your first instinct may be to stare at the ground, look the person straight in the eyes and continue walking. It makes it more difficult for a sneak attack. It's the best way to be aware and be safe.
On Valentine's Day morning 2001, Susan Hamilton had been strangled and brutally beaten in her bathroom. Her naked body was discovered by her husband, John.
It was violent. It was a violent scene.
Oklahoma City investigators Teresa Sterling and Randy Scott, both since retired, arrived at the Hamilton house at noon that day. They found a disturbing scene that didn't suit a moneyed neighborhood.
Lady's laying on the floor, covered in blood, blood all over the floor.
Right away, detectives started asking who could be responsible. Now, keep in mind, John Hamilton was a doctor who performed abortions. His wife Susan worked at the abortion clinic 2 days a week. Is it possible that here in conservative Oklahoma, she'd been murdered by an anti-abortion zealot? Just the week before Susan was murdered, this wanted poster had been let for Dr. Hamilton. It read, "A reward in heaven will be bestowed on anyone contributing to bringing this murderer to justice." And both John and Susan had received threatening phone calls that week.
I was afraid for his safety. There were things done that were dangerous. I mean, trying to set fire to his clinic, vandalizing his home, just putting out brochures all over his neighborhood and his kids' school that, you know, said wanted dead or alive.
What's more, only days before the murder, another anti-abortion group had applied for a permit to stage a protest in front of Hamilton's house.
I interviewed those people. Every avenue was checked. Other little issues about maybe was the burglary, we checked it.
Oh my gosh. I gotta get my TV station back on. Let's see, where's my remote for my fire stick? Let's see. Remote's down here. Okay. Oh, come on. Bring my True Crime Network back. I was in the middle of a program. And all of a sudden, it says, sorry, the video can't be played. What's wrong with this? I've been watching it for hours. Okay, I go to favorites, go to live TV. I go through all this 24/7. What's going on here? Nothing plays. Let me go to YouTube, see if it works on here. I'm wondering, does my internet work out here? Yeah, it must work. I went to YouTube.
At the end, I think she was calmer, and she said, I'm gonna think about it.
When
Yay,
someone
it came
at
back.
the time of her murder, the domestic melodrama about the cell phone log, he thought he knew right away what had happened.
They had to find the stripper did.
One thing everyone who knew the couple, including the neighbors, seemed to agree on was that whoever Susan's killer was, it certainly was not John Hamilton.
He just couldn't have done it. He was so kind, and you never heard him raise his voice or anything like that.
Investigators had plenty of theories to work with, but before that Valentine's Day was over, they would have a suspect in custody. A name that would shock everyone.
Coming up,
The motive was love lost.
when Dateline continues.
If you're on Medicare, remember, the annual enrollment period is here. The time to choose your coverage begins October 15th and ends December 7th. So call United Healthcare and take advantage of a wide choice of plans, including an AARP Medicare Advantage plan from United Healthcare. It can combine your hospital and doctor coverage with Part D prescription drug coverage and more, all in one simple plan for a low monthly premium, or in some areas, no plan premium at all. Take advantage of $0 copays on primary care doctor visits, virtual visits, and lab tests. Also, get $0 copays on preventive dental care, $0 copays on routine hearing exams, and free yearly eye exams, plus free designer frames and prescription lenses. Now's the time to look at United Healthcare's variety of plans, and let us help find the one that works best for you. Ask about PPO plans too. They let you see any doctor who accepts Medicare without a referral, and pay in-network costs at home or traveling when you see doctors in the United Healthcare Medicare National Network. Take advantage of $0 copays and deductibles on Tier 1 and mail-order Tier 2 prescriptions. In fact, last year, our Medicare Advantage plan members saved an average of over $9,000. And with Renew Active, enjoy a free gym membership with access to the largest gym network of any Medicare Advantage plan. As always, you can count on United Healthcare to help you get the care you need when you need it. We can even help schedule appointments or find a specialist. Enrollment ends December 7th. Call United Healthcare or go online today. We make it easy to enroll too. Enjoy all the benefits of the only Medicare Advantage plans with the AARP name. Take advantage now.
Because I was the owner-operator of the big rig, and you had to pay your own taxes. And when the bottom fell out, I had the government on my back for over 5 years. I just never thought that I'd be in this situation. The IRS sent a letter to my wife's job, garnish-a-year check. That's when we knew we had to do something. And then I called Optima. I owed over $58,000, and I am now debt-free with the IRS. Yeah, don't do like I did and wait until it's too late. You can trust Optima no matter where you live in the country. Give them a call. Please, you'll be happy.
Wouldn't you also like to put your tax problems behind you? Optima has an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau, and they get results. But don't wait until it's too late. Call Optima now for your free consultation.
For a free consultation, call 800-356-0183. That's 800-356-0183.
Optima Tax Relief. Coming up next on True Crime Network.
Investigators have a word for rage crimes. Overkill. That's what had happened to Susan Hamilton on that Valentine's Day morning 2001. Whoever killed her had cracked her skull open with an object never found and bashed her face into the bathroom tile. Two men's ties were tightly knotted about her neck. The scene was a bloody mess. And while there were scenarios to seriously consider, berserk robber, or maybe the legion of activists opposed to the couple's abortion practice, the crime scene wasn't telling them that. Not least of all in a bloody crime, there were no footprints leading out of the house. Shouldn't the killer have left a trace?
There's no burglary prints to obtain downstairs. There's no tracks that ran out through the creek bed and behind.
Soon after their arrival, investigators started questioning Dr. John Hamilton himself. By then, there had been that neighbor's tip about problems in the Hamilton marriage. And that wasn't all. The doctor's behavior in the minutes after finding Susan dead seemed off. Hamilton had told the 911 operator he was